one way to completely ruin your injury case is by signing a release. And so a lot of times we'll have clients that come to us and they hire us, and we let the insurance company know that we're not representing the client. And they tell us, your client signed a release last week. And after a crash, there's a lot going on. It's very stressful. And if you are signing something from the insurance company releasing your bodily injury claim, the case is over. And a lot of times people don't know how hurt they are a few days after the crash. And they may have signed this release for a nominal amount. And at the time, they think that's good money and that's compensation for their injuries. But, weeks pass and they're still experiencing pain. But after that release is signed, there's really no other way of making a claim.
Are there other things that can tank a claim? But also to that, what are some things that they can do to avoid, obviously don't sign the release, but is there a certain way they should address the insurance company in that moment?
So if the insurance company makes an offer to resolve your case, I would encourage you to get an attorney to review the paperwork and to review the amount with you to really explain what this means. We had one case I actually just got yesterday. After about 4 days after the crash, they had my client sign a release for a nominal amount, and my client called me 2 weeks later and she said, I'm still in pain. Is there anything I can do? And we're going through the legal process to try to get that up, that settlement undone, but it's very challenging and it's hard to do when there was already a signed agreement. And so it's important to make sure that any paperwork that you are signing is reviewed by an attorney and it's discussed with an attorney so that you're getting good legal advice.
Okay. Is there anything else other than obviously signing a release that you would suggest to a client just avoid doing this altogether because it can harm your case?
Well, also, when it comes to doctors' recommendations and doctors' restrictions, I always tell my clients to follow their doctors' recommendations because they want to get better. At the end of the day, our job is to make that process easier for you in your recovery. And so you need to follow your doctor's recommendations because those are the doctors that are going to be testifying on your behalf. And so you want to make sure that you're cooperating and that you're reporting your symptoms accurately to your doctors so that your symptoms are documented, and that way the treatment plan can be developed.